keep going in our book. So, last time, Victoria had just said to Quinny that they are best friends forever. And we are going to find out what Quinny really thinks of that, or maybe if that's even true, I don't know. So we're going to keep going from Quinny's point of view. I'm about to say I already have one of those, and he lives right next door to me. But then I remembered that maybe I don't anymore. BFFs never take their friendship bracelets off, Victoria says. And when school starts, we'll sit together at lunch and play at recess every day. I'll introduce you to everyone and show you the ropes. The ropes? Before I can ask Victoria what the ropes are, or whether you can have two BFFs at the same time, she pulls me inside Mrs. Porridge's house. There's no one in the kitchen and no food on the table, but there's someone back out in the garden. Aunt Marina, we're here, Victoria calls out. Aunt Marina is the name Victoria calls Mrs. Porridge, since she's her great aunt. What's for lunch? You're looking at it, says Mrs. Porridge, working in her garden between the carrots and the peppers. Well, don't just stand there, help yourselves. I've heard of a salad bar, but Mrs. Porridge's garden bar is different. We pick our lunch from the ground. We pick peppers, we pick zucchini, we pick carrots and eggplants and heart-shaped tomatoes. I do most all of the picking because Victoria doesn't want to get her hands dirty since she's allergic to dirt. That's ridiculous, Victoria, says Mrs. Porridge. You are not allergic to topsoil. Then we go back inside and wash up, and Mrs. Porridge cooks all the veggies in a big sizzly pan. Then she stuffs them into chewy, crisp, warm tortillas, which are green, my favorite color. For dessert, Mrs. Porridge slices strawberries on top of peach ice cream. It's soy ice cream since Victoria is allergic to dairy, and it actually tastes pretty good. After lunch, Victoria opens this giant box of stuff she keeps at her great aunt's house. It's full of jewelry and hair accessory and flavored lip glosses and nail polish. Wow, everything here is so neat and shiny and perfect. Nothing looks chewed or broken or sticky with little sister's spit and boogers. Victoria is so lucky. I love painting nails, I tell Victoria. Do you have any green? Why in the world would I have green nail polish? It's my favorite color. Quinny, nobody paints their nails green. Here, you're going to paint mine popsicle pink, and I'll paint yours fuchsia forever. I try, but Victoria's nails are so small and dainty, I keep painting outside the nails. Quinny, be careful. Victoria stops me and paints the rest of her own nails, all neat and perfect. Then she starts painting mine. Don't move, she orders me. Sit perfectly still. When my body has to sit still, my brain moves around a whole lot extra to make up for it. I wonder again what the ropes are. I wonder if a person can have two best friends forever at the same time. Out loud, I wonder what Hopper is doing right now. Who? The boy next door. I mean, he lives next door to me in that gingerbread house. I don't mention that he's the same boy who helped me soak Victoria's dry clean-only dress with the freezing water hose. I don't mention how rude Hopper was to me earlier today. For some reason, I feel like giving him a second chance. Victoria shrugs and keeps polishing my nails all neat and careful until they are fuchsia forever. Maybe we should invite him over, I say. Who? Hopper, the boy I was just talking to? Victoria stops painting my nails and looks up at me. Quinny, grow up. I'm working on it. Hopper is a boy. So boys are messy and annoying. Not Hopper. You should see him juggle. Well, I'm sorry. You just can't go around playing with boys in the 3rd grade. It's not normal. But I played with lots of boys last year. That was last year. 2nd grade is just for practice. 3rd grade is when real life begins. Well, you guys are in 2nd grade, so we'll have to see about that. There's all kinds of walking around right above me. I'm in my basement. I'm so sorry about that, guys. Hopefully you can still hear me. My brother's playing piano. In 3rd grade, you get your own real locker, and no one sits on carpets anymore for stories, and no one's allowed to cry anymore, and the girls eat lunch with the girls, and the boys eat lunch with the boys. There's no more just playing tag with everybody in a big group. And if you play with a boy at recess, it means you want to kiss him on the lips. I don't know about that. What? If you don't believe me, go ask my cousin June. I feel wobbly inside my chest. I feel woozy inside my nose. I think it might be the stink of all that nail polish. I scratch at my wrist and wonder if I'm allergic to itchy pink. Quinny, are you okay? Asked Mrs. Porridge from across the room. You look a little green. I wish. Then a big shiny black car comes for Victoria and honks its horn. Whoever is driving that thing doesn't even come inside the house. Victoria just goes out all by herself. Be careful with your nails, she says as she leaves. And don't take that bracelet off or it'll get dirty. I'll be at fashion camp all next week, but I'll come back and play again before school starts, I promise. Then Mrs. Porridge walks me home. On the way, she looks suspicious. Quinny, are you all right? I'm fine, except I didn't know my real life hasn't started yet. I didn't know you aren't allowed to cry in 3rd grade, and you can't play with boys unless you want to kiss them on the lips. I don't even know what the ropes are, and it's too late to ask Victoria. I wonder if Hopper knows. Then I realize, of course he does. He has 2 bully twin brothers, so he must know all about these 3rd grade rules. Having older kids in your family is like being able to see into the future. I think about how Trevor and Ty made those kissy-poo noises when they first saw me and Hopper playing together, and how Hopper suddenly stopped being friendly when we got the back-to-school letters, and how he yelled at me that everything's over. It all makes sense now. My heart does a forward roll down into my stomach. I don't want everything to be over, but now, thanks to Victoria, I know for sure that it is. All right, let's read our Hopper chapter. Chapter 28, Hopper. I decide to go back to my regular life from before I ever met Quinny. I've got plenty of things to keep me busy. For example, I juggle my knives, special juggling knives with dull blades that don't cut. I put together a 2nd-foot skeleton model, so now I have a pair of feet on my shelf. I sharpen my set of charcoal pencils to their sharpest points ever, and I draw a sketch of Freya the chicken. I haven't heard her clucking by Quinny's house lately. I wonder why not. I ride my bike to the town pool with Grandpa Gooley and swim dozens of laps. Hundreds, probably. 2 days go by like this. On the 3rd day of not talking to Quinny, I peek out my window and see her playing Chutes and Ladders on her bed with her little sister Piper. I stop peeking in case she notices. On the 4th day of not talking to Quinny, I watch Quinny get into her car with her whole family. They're all wearing swimsuits. I know this is the last week that the town pool is open, the last real week of summer. But I'm not going swimming if she'll be there. Instead, I spend the day in my room playing chess by myself and putting together a 400-piece puzzle of the human heart and juggling. I wonder, were Quinny and I friends in the first place? Maybe she was just nice to everyone and I misunderstood. Maybe the summer felt too good to be true because it wasn't true. On the 5th day of not talking to Quinny, Mom comes into my room and drops a big pile of clothes on my dresser. It's that time again. Every year before school starts, I try on Trevor and Ty's old clothes to see what finally fits me. I don't mind wearing my brother's hand-me-downs. In fact, I kind of like it. When I try on Trevor and Ty's old clothes, I feel like something new might happen to me. Like maybe I'll turn big and loud and strong and not be afraid of anything, just like my brothers. I pull on Trevor's old shirts. I zip up Ty's old shoes. I look in the mirror. I look the same. My personality feels the same. I wonder if they're just clothes, not magic clothes. Hopper, we're leaving for the mall in 15 minutes, calls Mom. I knew this was happening. Back to school shopping. Since I don't need new stuff, I don't see why I have to be dragged to the mall just because of Trevor and Ty. Can I stay home this time? Hopper, you're not old enough to stay home by yourself. Plus, you need a haircut. We drive to the mall. The problem is, Trevor and Ty get bored shopping for clothes. And when my brothers get bored, they get mean. In the mall's parking lot, Trevor walks behind me a little and keeps stepping on my heel on purpose. But every time I turn around, he makes an innocent smile. Stop it, I tell him. Stop what? Maybe you guys do that with your siblings. Later, we sit at the food court with pizza, and when my mom isn't looking, Ty flicks my ear. Stop it, I tell him. Stop what? He does it again, and finally I turn around and punch him in the stomach, hard. Mom is shocked. Hopper, what has gotten into you? I don't know. I've never punched anyone in my life. I didn't even know that I knew how to punch. It just happened, and it felt good. I expect Ty to hit me back, but he laughs instead. Trevor looks impressed. Mom is not impressed. Hopper, that is unacceptable behavior. Please apologize to your brother. For what? He never apologizes to me. Hopper, we don't punch people in this family. Sure we do. Where have you been? Apologize to your brother. He's not even hurt, or you're not getting ice cream. I don't care. Hopper, leave me alone. I run away from Mom, from everything. I run and run. I feel angrier and angrier and angriest. I hide behind a big display of suitcases. Maybe if I squeeze myself into one of these suitcases, someone will buy it and take me home to a different family without Trevor and Ty, and without a mother who treats them better than they treat me. Mom finds me before that can happen. She marches me back to the car, but we don't go home yet. You can go back to school without a haircut, she reminds me. Great, you can't go back to school without a haircut. She takes me to Kids Cuts, where I have to sit in a tall chair with a scratchy black cape strangling my neck. I like my head just the way it is. All that happy hair cutter lady picks up a loud electric razor and starts buzzing my hair off. All of it. That buzzy razor scratches my skin. It makes my neck itchy. So, Hopper, how do you like your new haircut? The happy hair cutter lady asks. My eyes feel windy now, and my forehead feels too bare. I look at myself in the mirror. It's like a whole layer of me gone. I hate it, I tell her. At home, I'm still not sorry for punching Trevor and running off and being rude to the happy hair cutter lady at Kid Cuts, so Mom grounds me to my room. Fine with me. I run upstairs and slam the door behind me. Hopper, is this really how you want to end the summer? Mom calls out. Actually, yes. I'd rather be in my room by myself than anywhere else. I wish everyone would just leave me alone forever, and Mom and Dad have each other to bug, and Trevor and Ty have each other to pound on, and Victoria and Quinny have each other. Just in case Mom comes in to talk to me, I hide under my bed. But then I notice that the sketch of Quinny is still there, the one I drew of her in the middle of the night right after we met. I barely remember drawing it. It was a stupid thing to do. I reach out and rip the sketch of Quinny. I rip right down the middle of her smile. Whew, only 2 more days left, so maybe we can get through, or maybe we'll have to go until after break. But I am really curious to see what's going to happen. I don't know. I haven't read ahead, so we'll have to see.